Welcome back to the Sonny Talks Spurs YouTube channel for a bonus episode. Yes, I say a bonus episode. I wasn't actually going to do a video today, but I thought there's an elephant in the room I have to address. It's been a big talking point the last week in the world of Tottenham Hotspur, and I mentioned it in my reaction video after Newcastle United knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. I mentioned it in the most recent episode of talkSPORT's Inside Spurs show with myself and Majestic. It's basically around, and you've guessed from the title of the video because you've clicked on it, Tottenham's striker issues. There's a massive issue when it comes to Tottenham's striker because at the moment, you know, when we look at the past of when we have Harry Kane and Heung-Min's son, we have fallen quite far since then. So today I'm going to be talking about, you know, the 3 or so players who play in that position, who should really be leading the line for Spurs this season, and getting into what needs to be done for Thomas Frank's side to fix this massive problem. But before we go any further, if you are new to the Sonny Talks Spurs YouTube channel and you're just discovering me here and now, then get down below, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is the way to solve this striker issue? And also hype the video if you can as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to kick off with the most recent, a clip from the most recent episode of talkSPORT's Inside Spurs show. Myself and Majestic, we're talking about Richarlison and the striker situation. It's a bit of a longer clip, and if you have viewed it already and seen that episode, then feel free to skip to that the next section and get my overall thoughts on each individual striker currently at Spurs. But if you haven't seen it, roll the video.
We've got to talk about the front line because, ironically, apart from the mistake from Kinski there and, you know, the whole Jed Spence situation, I don't like when Newcastle had a lot of attacking options in the first half, especially. I felt we dealt with them, and I do feel like when I'm watching Spurs in defence, I feel quite assured. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, you've got the ball, you're coming at us, you're going to keep coming. The personnel we've got there, I think, have been brilliant. I think Danso's been a revelation in the last few games. I think he's been superb, comfortable on the ball, wins everything in the air. You know, looks like he's talking to his fellow teammates. So it's weird to lose 2-0 and think, I'm not looking at the defence, I'm looking at the keeper for sure. But I'm looking at the defence as a problem. But we lose 2-0. And there's a reason why I got a picture of a beautiful man here. Called Harry Kane. Just a reminder of what we had. And again, the fact that Sonny, mate, it's looking, every game that goes by, selling Son for however much we sold him for, 15 million or whatever it was the dumbest move. Like,
you sit there, and I've said it on previous shows, with him gone and Maddison injured and Kulusevski injured, you're missing 60 goal contributions there. I think they worked it out, some of the statisticians on Twitter. But it's just that striker is where it's at the moment, and I was saying this off camera to our producer Kev, and I've got I think it should be live by the time this video goes out as well. I've done a short on Richarlison, and like literally one of my biggest rants about a player, because in a Thomas Frank system, in a Thomas Frank team, you're not going to have as many chances. But when you do have a chance, you've got to score. They're going to be clear-cut opportunities. And last night, there was 2 chances in that first half where we moved it around perfectly from back to front. And who's on the end of it? Richie. And I'll be honest, I think I was a bit blindsided by
on the end of it.
I mean, yeah, that's the perfect way to sum it up, because at the beginning of the season, against Burnley and Manchester City, he had 2 really strong games. And also, I'll include PSG in the Super Cup in there because he was all right then. But recently, I just don't know if his confidence has gone down again. But he.
Man, do you know what? I don't want to hear about confidence from a man that's got a tattoo of himself on his own back.
Yeah.
With Neymar and Ronaldo. Like, that is also a confident lad.
Why has he got a tattoo of Neymar and Ronaldo? Because they're in a different stratosphere to him. Like, if he thinks he's anything like that, there's a thing at the moment, I see it as a meme of, it's called fake Brazilians. Like, there's a lot of Brazilian footballers out there who are not living up to that Brazilian samba legacy. And he's in there. Him and Martinelli, I don't know how they're,
that's
even
unfair on Martinelli.
I just don't know how they're even in the, being called up to that Carlo Ancelotti's Brazil side ahead of a World Cup. Because the thing is, I think I could get in better positions than him. Like, I know that the ball's coming like across the goal to not run ahead of it or, behind it. It's just really, I just don't understand his decision making. And when we've had, and I know it's a small sample size and we've not been able to see what his full powers could be, but I've seen more from Kolo Muani in a couple of games. I think he offers a lot more. He's more powerful, pacey, good with the ball at his feet. Just even his shot selection. Like, there was a moment where he's through on goal, he slows it down, he then goes for this ambitious shot, and you think, just go across goal with it, but it goes straight like near post, and the defender blocks it, and you're like, what is the thought process there? And then Solanke's injured, which I think he would be great in this system. But then you look at the bench and you go, right, take Richarlison off, and who's coming on? Mathys Tel. And it's hardly going to fill you with much hope that he's going to come on and bang a goal in. Because as soon as it went 2-0, you're like, well, this game's pretty much over. We've not got any firepower. Kudos came on late.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mathys Tel.
I know. It's just, I'm just really done with Richarlison at this club. I feel he needs to depart. He's got to go.
You know what? He gave us another false dawn, didn't he, at the start of the season, like you said, those few games. And we're all turning around to each other. It's a World Cup, yeah? He wants to look good for Brazil. Oh, my goodness. He's here. He's doing bicycle kicks. He's doing all sorts. Mate, listen, the Everton fans are yearning for him. Send him to them, 50 mil. I love it all day long. They'll take him, 50 mil.
I think I'd rather have Beto after he...
Mate, that's not a joke, though. He gets into better positions. I just think in terms of, like you said, those runs, the timing of the runs, how are you in front of the ball? How are you in front of the run? Like, you time your run, didn't you? You wait, and then you go. Like, it's just, I don't care. You can like him for cult reasons, for the pigeon, and he's some people might think he's a bit of a housery. But you know what? There he is.
Yeah, and all you got to look at
breaking more records in the Bundesliga, and we got rid of the other one, Son. So we have a gaping hole at the top of that field. Yeah,
and all you got to look at is Bournemouth. You got to look at Bournemouth as a case study. We went to them. We paid 65 million for Solanke, who I think had a good season last year despite injury. He's injured again. And what did they do? They went out and bought Evan Nilsson, who looks like a great player and a perfect replacement. And then they've got a signing in the summer in Ellie Junior Krupi, who's come in and absolutely. They've unearthed another gem. So you've got clubs operating like that, and yet we're scraping the barrel, not knowing who's going to be leading our line. I think Kolo Muani can come good. I hope Dominic Solanke can return from injury. But at the moment, when you're looking for that sort of killer instinct in front of goal, we haven't got that because you're relying on our wingers to then get the goals. Xavi Simons is low on confidence at the moment and is not even creating chances. I even had a conversation with a Spurs fan in the office today, and he said Richarlison didn't get any service, and I was like, were we watching the wrong game? Because I just can't get my head around how you.
There was the one who was through on goal. It was like he was running towards the goal on the right side, and he shoots, it just hits the player's leg.
Yeah, that's the one I was meant earlier.
So uninspiring, isn't it? Like, whereas before, you had a Son or a Kane who, in that situation, one-on-one with someone, they do a little slight feint of the body, cut back inside, and boom, top bins. We haven't got that at the moment, and we haven't got a player that does that for Spurs right now. We are lacking the player that gets you off your seat. We are lacking that big time, and that is why I think so many people are so frustrated. As you said, from the bounce. What we're doing right now with Frank, I think it's good. I think it's a slow build. It's a process. He's came in to shore up that defense. Defense, regardless of the result last night, looks a lot more assured. We are starting to build a team spirit as well. Like that victory against Everton away from home was a big win, 3-0. And you can see what it meant to the players. Van der Ven getting on the score sheet, etc. I just think it's gonna take time, and I think patience is required. But it's, as I said, it becomes frustrating when players ain't doing the basics.
So yeah, I've aired my frustrations about Richarlison, and that is where we're going to start. Richie. What is gone wrong with Richie? He basically had a great start to the season against Burnley and also Manchester City, but since then he's gone off on one, hasn't he? He's really lost the plot. He's not, low on confidence. I basically ripped into him in that episode of Inside Spurs. I just don't think he's good enough. I just really don't think he's good enough anymore. I've done a YouTube short on it as well, which I'll link in this video, where I go on a massive rant about him. But I think he is not the starting striker anymore at Tottenham. I do not want to see him against Chelsea tomorrow. I don't want to see him anywhere near the squad. Richarlison has to be sold. I've had enough of him. He's just not good enough and not up to this level. I feel like we have a bit of a cult icon sort of attachment to him because of him winning the Europa League and being part of that squad, but he's not good enough. He's not really potent enough in those positions. We created so many chances against Newcastle, clear cut, and he just was not good enough. So Richarlison, for me, you're gone. You've got to go. As for Kolo Muani, I think he should be starting and leading the line. I've seen a lot from him in some cameo appearances that have really made me think, this guy's got a bit about him. You got to just realise as well, Juventus really, really wanted to sign him and they couldn't get that over the line from PSG, and PSG then loaned him out to us. Juventus instead, I think they went for the likes of Loic Openda, Jonathan David, to replace him, and they haven't really hit the ground running this season, so they really do miss the Frenchman. So I just want to see more from Randal Kolo Muani. I know he came in with a bit of an injury before the Everton game. We only saw him in some brief cameos against Villarreal and another game I can't recall. But against Everton, I thought he offered a lot more pace, a lot more power, a lot more strength, better link up with our forward line as well, which I think is absolutely ideal. So to me, Randal Kolo Muani is the starting striker for the next few games. But the real starting striker, and it's such a shame that he's still injured, for me is Dominic Solanke. I think Dominic Solanke can be the difference for Tottenham Hotspur this season when he comes back. He offers absolutely everything. He's the perfect striker for a Thomas Frank system. And I kept saying, and I said it in that clip there, Thomas Frank football is clear and concise. You get a few opportunities and you have to put them away. And at the moment, Richarlison can't do that. Dominic Solanke would. He's a fantastic poacher between the posts, and I feel like he'd be able to finish those chances. That's what I want to see. Apart from that, when we look at the other strikers at our disposal, you've got Dane Scarlett, I'd rather see given the chance over the likes of Richarlison now. And you've got Mathys Tel. I think Mathys Tel is a good option. I don't know if he is a proper striker. I still think he's more like a winger. But he, again, really lacks confidence in front of goal. To me, the dream would be to bring Harry Kane back or, sign a more potent striker. But I don't really know who else is out there at the moment to really offer Spurs that, gateway of, getting us enough goals to really get us over the line. I mean, to me, there's some options in the Premier League. Even Thiago at Brentford looks quite good. Bournemouth have got some strikers who are getting onto good form. But for me, I feel like we've still got to keep faith with Kolo Muani and Dominic Solanke. I think like they can come good, whereas Richarlison, I think the boat has sailed on him, and I just don't think he is the striker that we hope he can be. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Just a little bonus episode. I wanted to talk about the issues of Tottenham striker, who I think should be starting. But mainly, I want you to get in the comments down below and let me know all your thoughts about this situation. Who should be Tottenham striker? Who should be starting games? And what do you think of Richarlison? Have you had enough of him? So yeah, let me know all your thoughts. And if you have enjoyed this little bonus episode, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hype the video. And until next time, up the Spurs, I'll see you for a reaction to Chelsea. Fingers crossed we win. Ciao.